All right, we're here. And wait, bro, you good?
No, I'm not good.
Hold on, what happened this time? What happened this time?
It's over. Sim City is over. It's it's official. One half of Sim City is over. I have to bury my waifus today. So if you will just allow me the time and play the music, I have to say goodbye to a lot of waifus today. But first off, even with the trailer coming back today, it broke my heart. Your farewell, Lady Mary Leona, goodbye. 90% of the women in Bleach, Rosaria Dawson, and literally everything she acts in. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, all the actresses that played Catwoman, Black Cat, goodbye. Storm, goodbye. Bulma, farewell. The mom from Shazam, goodbye. Supergirl from the only good part of the Flash movie. The Queen of Melromark. And last of all, but not least, my number one waifu, Hinata, farewell. For reasons that I will not share on this podcast, SimCity on my end is done.
It's a sad day for one half of the blurred city, but it's a glorious day for the other because now I can finally rest. I also know that I could do whatever I want. I could still pull out SimCity, but then again, somebody else would come after me. So unfortunately, for this time, I have to still bow out this time.
Speaking of which, I have to apologize formally to the Sword of the Jedi before I get just pierced with a lightsaber for calling them a simp last week. So my bad. It was not intended as I said it.
See, I told you she was gonna come after you, but you didn't listen. So told you we should have cut that part out the episode, but nah.
Content is king. So I'm Demetrius.
I'm Demetrius.
And Meet presents
Blurred City Podcast.
All right, so we are back to you with another Ahsoka weekly recap. Episode 7, we have Dreams and Madness. Just a little bit of housekeeping. This Wednesday we will be off just because of scheduling, and then also we both desperately need a break. But so we'll be off on Wednesday. But so today is going to serve as our main podcast for the week. Again, Ahsoka episode 7. You can catch us again Monday for a season finale next week, and then also we're going to come back with another normal podcast on Wednesday. So with that, hit us with the legal spiegel.
The purpose of this podcast is to explore digital and print media. All sources we reference are owned by their respective companies, and our thoughts and opinions are strictly our own and reflect no biases or corporate agendas. Your discretion is advised.
All right, so with that, we always get into our what's hot for the normal podcast. Usually we don't do it on these episodes, but we're going to do it today. As we mentioned, Meech, what you got?
So first of all, let's go over, the different tiers of everything. Let's start with comics first because the death of the Venomverse, it has concluded. The summer of symbiotes is now over. So people can save their money now, as can I. But Static is still going. So we still gonna be losing money, but it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. But also again, Amazing Spider-Man is different now. He completely different, and I'm here for it. And speaking of Spider-Man, because we're now getting transition into gaming, Spider-Man 2 coming soon. Can't come soon enough. I've already seen reviews of it, and I already know I'm not touching grass for the next few years. So we already give up on those hopes and dreams. Then MK1 stay fantastic, you know what I'm saying? I'm still grinding up on the leaderboards. I'm only 10-1 right now. So I'm still climbing. So if people want to run my fade, then come at me. Just make sure I'm player 1 and not player 2. But in any case, we also have ourselves in the realm of anime, right? Just peakness, you know what I'm saying? One Piece, they finally finished the arc. They finally finished Wano, and it's just cleanup time. And then we also have ourselves Bleach.
And Hallie, we haven't seen it yet because we're recording on a Thursday, but whew.
All I have to say is just, dang.
Already.
And then also we have ourselves the third member of the big three, Naruto, coming back soon. Also, they have a game coming out, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections, and apparently Naruto's gonna go evil again. So I don't know how to see about that, but all I know is that I will not be able to play the game because I have other priorities. And with that, right, we also have Zom 100. They actually are about to go on hiatus right now, so that's
Indefinite.
that's kind of hurting my soul right now.
See, that was crazy because I wanted to text you before today when I saw the news where I was like, what is going on for Zom 100? Because it got to like episode 5.
It was episode 9.
No, but like before it started getting wonky where it'd be like, okay, it took like a 2-week break and then it would come back and then it would come back for 2 weeks and then it would take another like 3-week break. And I'm like, what is happening right now? So yeah, like you mentioned, episode 9, now it's on indefinite hiatus for such a great show.
Story of my life, am I right? Also, we also have, of course, the a good old fashioned Spy Family. Our favorite wholesome anime about spies and murderers. Just peak greatness. Of course, Attack on Titan coming back soon, and then also just in a bit of just real world news. The first one, well, there's gonna be 2 that I'm primarily gonna talk about. The first one I'm gonna talk about now, and then the second one I'm gonna talk about after you get through yours. But the writer's strike, it's over.
Praise Jesus.
It's over. People finally getting their money.
Now we got to get the actors.
Yep. The Continental is good. Continental good. It's solid work. Writers finally getting paid, and that means that we about to get some heat across the Spider-Verse. I mean, beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yes, please.
Praise be. But yeah, what you got?
All right, just to speed run it, something quick. So we teamed up with the Fusion Hop podcast. We did a joint collab podcast. Not sure what day that's going to drop, but if you go to their feeds, Instagram, YouTube, all that, Spotify, Fusion Hop podcast, you'll catch your boys on there as well. Just speed running through. Devil May Cry is getting an anime. There is a trailer for that. I believe the week after this podcast comes out, Exorcist Believer, Meech and I have to go just for the content of it. He will be terrified. I'll be terrified watching him. Watch the movie. I'm terrified because The Exorcist is like your number 1 horror movie of all time, and for this to be made,
it does not affect me though.
No, I'm saying you'll be terrified because if it's bad.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're not scared. I love it. It's bad. You're going to be like livid. So I'm going to be terrified watching you while you watch the movie. So with that, Saw 10, I believe, is coming out very soon. And also Castlevania Nocturne, the week of, actually the day of this recording drops. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And then Gen V is coming out this week. And then also Tomb Raider is also getting an anime. So Meech, what you got?
Fine. All right. So we're going to need to firstly take our hats off, get our wands, and plop them up in the sky. Because we lost a real one today at the time of this recording. We lost Michael Gambon, the second actor to portray Albus Dumbledore after the original actor also passed away. So I just want to thank you for your contribution to the movies, because you played that role phenomenally. And now you're reunited with Dumbledore 1, Hagrid, and Snape. R.I.P.
Yes. May we see you in the white train station in the sky.
Wingardium Leviosa.
All right. So with that transitioning, we are getting into the pulse of the people. When I say pulse of the people, I mean one pulse. Meech, speed run it. You're the only one giving the pulse of the people today.
All right, so people out here, all right, so this episode it's encroaching on the finale. It's about to go down. I am here. I'm ready. My soul was ready, and just so many things happened this episode, and I was in complete total disbelief and tears about. And a certain somebody also let me know just this episode, just wow.
Yes. So with that, we are getting into our recaps for Ahsoka, episode 7. Dreams and Madness. So opening it up with the episode, like I mentioned when we reviewed episode 3, bureaucracy is the enemy of progress. Our girl, General Syndulla Hera Syndulla, is being scolded by the Senate for her actually being correct in finding out that Thrawn is a threat. So again, we see Senator. It's kind of actually weird. Is it Ziono?
Ziono.
Ziono just being an op to his people, which he eventually gets destroyed in episode 7, if you're aware of it. So with that, he's just like, yo, you can't disobey orders. That's not a threat. Our boy, the captain, he speaks up. He's like, yo, what happened on Mandalore? But that was actually very interesting. They mentioned that. So again, we being the nerds that we are, mentioned that, okay, all the movies are going to tie everything together. But for someone that's kind of like new to it, only watches the shows, this is confirmation that it's running in parallel timelines. So what's happening in The Mandalorian is obviously happening in Ahsoka real time. So that kind of just like was a cool tie-in. And then we see, I'll let you take over, CP3 Goat. So if you want to take
Repeat Goat, get that straight. All right. So first of all, yeah, so as I said, we hear this man, and then I had to pause the episode. I was like, ain't no way. Our second favorite droid decided to come in, and he's like, hey, I'm here under orders of Senator Leia Organa. I got her clearance, her clearance to go on this mission. And Senator Zano is on full op activities. Like, hold on, we can't accept no testimony of a droid. And then my third favorite droid, Chopper, he was ready to get into action. It was like, let me show you why I'm a war criminal. Let me show you why I got 50,000 bodies on me. You about to be 50,001. But unfortunately, yeah, so Zano was finally able to be shut up for this episode, which I'm like, thank you, because I can stand this man. And then Hera was actually able to just have a little talk with Mon Mothma, and she just kept it 100. It's like, listen, we gotta prep. We gotta prep for war. This threat is real. We can hope for the best, but we gotta prep for the worst. I'm not even gonna hold you. And looks like Mon Mothma is about to take that real personally, real seriously. Because she locked in too. She
might get blocked though. She might get blocked.
Yeah, but the thing is, we know she's locked in. But as you said, bureaucracy and the Senate is utter trash.
I mean, yeah, with that, like one thing that it shows in shows like this in movies is just like you see that the fear of war. A lot of even with history, if we want to talk about the 40s, to be honest with you, but like the 40s, the fear of war sometimes leads to war because you have the ability to stamp it out, but like nobody has the heart for war sometimes, especially after like in that case, and then also like World War I into World War II, where it's just like I don't have the stomach for this, man. You don't know what it's like to go through war, so it's just like we can't do it. So I understand it, but at the same time, it's like you can do something to stop this.
Yep. I was like, listen, if it was me, and I heard rumors that Thrawn could have came back, or like there was an Imperial incident, my first thought would be murder that outright. Just stomp out any resistance whatsoever. That could be the Emperor in me talking, but I don't care. Or that could be the King in Black in me talking, but I don't care, because I would ensure that no threat comes to the rule. Will threaten peace.
Yes. So with that going next, we then see Ahsoka. She is within the Purgle. So in the ship, she's training, and we see that Anakin actually used to leave her holograms or holotapes, whatever the word is, when it uses training tapes for it, where he's like talking. So that's another scene with our boy Hayden Christensen, the GOAT. So just like with that, and it's going to tie into my big question. So I'm kind of going to leave some of that off of my thoughts and opinions on that scene. But just we see her training, talking to Wang, and then also as soon as they like kind of get out of the universe, we know that the ops are already ready. So it's a minefield, which is absolutely crazy. So Thrawn was ready thanks to the Great Mothers. So like the Purgles, they're kind of just like running into these minefields, and then Ahsoka and Yang escape from it, and then the Purgles like, nah, I'm out of here. So they go back into hyperdrive space, and just like dip out. So then we get a scene where they're getting chased, and they decide to hide in the Purgle graveyard. debris field.
Crazy. Yeah, and then right after that, they decide to just hang out for a little bit because Thrawn, like, he gets the 411, he gets the Wikipedia page on Ahsoka and her backstory, and then as soon as he realized that, oh, her master is Skywalker. All right, cool. I'm gonna need everybody to pull out. I'm gonna need all the crew to just pull out. Just wait a second, and just let her fish her way out.
So I had a question with that scene. Knowing that like Thrawn was one of the major baddies in Rebels, and then Ahsoka like was prevalent throughout Rebels. Did they never cross paths before?
No, because by the time Thrawn was on the scene, Ahsoka was dead.
Okay.
After season 2. And also this is also more confirmation because this, like, it was explained in the novel that Thrawn knows that Anakin was Vader. So that should let you know, like, right there, it's like, he knows everything that he needs to do, and that's all part of Thrawn's character. Is like, hey, he will dissect you. He just needs to know the basic information about you, your history, and everything like that, and he already has a game plan for you to snuff you out. And that's exactly what happens, because so he uses the Great Mothers to use their dark magic to kind of to locate Ahsoka. And Ahsoka, while waiting, she's like, you know what? Let's find Sabine by using a force bond. Just like, hey, let's FaceTime. Like, hey, what are you doing? And then now we cut to
gaslighting.
We cut to gaslighting. This gonna hurt. This hurts my soul right now. This hurts my soul. Woo! Ezra was just straight out of the loop. I'm like, bro, if only you knew. If only you knew.
You want me to take it, or you want to take it?
Just take it. Just take it.
All right, so we cut back to, Ezra Sabine with the noties, and they're just like migrating essentially. So having a talk, she's chilling. She's like, yo, I'm with Bae. He's talking about, yo, just home and everything. And he's like, yo, how did you get here? We still haven't addressed that. And what's the plan for getting back? Two key details. It's not like I'm not in a different galaxy or anything. I feel like I'm not asking for a lot, just to, partial truths. And Sabine is like, don't worry about that. I just want to be happy. It's complicated. I can't tell you. It's like, what happened to Ahsoka is complicated. Let's not focus on any of this. It's irrelevant. So with that, again, gaslighting, abusive relationships, focus on yourself, kings. So with that, they move forward, but we see that my guy, Baylan Skoll, is talking to Shin, and he's like, hey, we found them. You go take care of it with like the help, call it into Grand Admiral, take your place in the Empire. My path leads elsewhere. And then he dropped a bar, and it is, impatience for victory will guarantee defeat. I was about to leap up out my seat for that.
Listen, Baylan just out here. Baylan is really out here, and he just drops nuggets. He drops nuggets. That was his final lesson to Shin.
Yeah, that is tough because that actor, again, he passed away, unfortunately. And Baylan Skoll is probably like my favorite or second favorite character in this entire show right now. And I don't know how they're going to end his character arc, just, knowing that. So, again, he's on a different path. Like, we speculate maybe Abeloth, maybe Dark Nexus of the Force, but no one knows. So, again, just like converging paths, Ahsoka's being chased by Thrawn's fighter pilots, and then a bunch of the Raiders, along with backup Thrawn night troopers, come to like confront
your Shin.
Yeah. Yes.
And they come up. They pretty much have a whole dogfight, and then ends up like surrounding them. And then Bae and Ezra, they decide to.
Oh, that's still Bae?
Oh, nah. I'm talking about Ezra's Bae.
Okay.
Well, I would say Ezra and Bae. All right, that's better. Ezra and his Bae. Okay, so essentially he's like, hey, here's your lightsaber. Let's do this. And he's like, nah, I don't need no lightsaber.
I am the weapon.
The Force is with me. I am the Force. I am him. And we learn real quickly that he using martial arts out here, using some judo, using some force techniques. He was just taking folks out left and right, taking names, taking souls. And then Sabine out here, she doing okay. She's just using the blasters. She had to pull out the lightsaber at one point to just start slashing folks left and right. And then we cut to Ahsoka because she manages to get past everybody, and then she runs up on Balin.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, yo, I can't let you interfere. So I don't know if he was saying I can't let you interfere with Shin's goals because, I'm her master, I'm trying to support her, or I'm on my way to like this thing, and if you try to confront me, you're going to stop me from that. So I don't know what's your opinion on that?
So my like collection with that is essentially just like, hey, I can't let you interfere with my plans, because by this point, Shin is basically, he let Shin go. He let her go, and she's on her own. So like his mindset is now on his mission. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I think like, hey, I can't let you interfere. So, or maybe the two plans are like still together, like in some way, shape, or form. So you may be talking about the same thing. We don't know. We won't know till this last episode. So
yeah, with that, Ahsoka, she actually uses 2 lightsabers when she fights him, which makes so much more sense now for some reason. But they fight. It's kind of essentially a draw, but he has the edge against her, and he's like, "Oh, you can't beat me." And then with that, she's like, "I don't have to." So like with that, Yang is like a little drive by, if you will, and then she just like disappears from it. So then also Shin is her because she temporarily took out Ezra. But like once they got
Ezra's hair, what you mean?
No, she did force push him against like one of the ships, right?
Yeah, but that was like temporarily, and then he got
like I said, temporarily. So like, but they got surrounded. Ahsoka turned the tides of war. They kind of like did in the night troopers, and they scattered. And then Shin, they offered her a chance at redemption, and she was like, "Nah, I'm out." And then Ahsoka said, "Don't chase them." Something that was cool, just like going away from there. Thrawn, like you said, he's like a master manipulator, a master planner. He literally has the equivalent of a chessboard. He sees all the pieces on the boards. And what was so crazy was like, he was like, "Where is Balin's skull at? Like one of the pieces is missing." And I was like, yo, how do you know specifically that Balin's skull isn't there out of all people?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, he just
locked in.
He's always locked in, and I'm pretty sure the Night Sisters magic allowed him to see the actual arena and battlefield. So he sees like who the players are. It's like, hold on, somebody not on this board. Where my knight at? Huh?
Nice. And then I looked at it, and yeah, he did not blink. You're right, Meech. I was focused in on it. He did not blink. So with that, essentially, they all reunite the squad. We have Ahsoka, our boy Ezra, and then also and then also Sabine. So again, next episode, the truth is coming out. Sabine, it's your time.
Yeah, all your lies is about to come true because it's like, and I don't know if you caught this moment, but the way that Sabine and Ahsoka just looked at each other.
Yes.
Yes. Like that is just a pure black. This was the blackening moment. They just looked at each other and you knew everything about that conversation. It's like, you better tell him or I will.
He's going to find out. So, listeners, this is not an anti-Sabine podcast, but we have to call her out on her actions. She doomed the galaxy.
I mean, hey, this is the dangers of simp behavior. Yes. We got one person who learned the easy way, another person who learned the hard way, and then we got Sabine. She about to learn the hard way, what her
hardest way.
The hardest way.
All right, so anything else from this episode?
Nah, not right now.
All right, let's get into our big questions of the week. Again, for listeners, for the first time, the question doesn't necessarily have to relate specifically to the show. It can be either that or more in-depth, more philosophical, which is kind of what mine is. So my question of the week, going back to the Anakin not even just like this week's episode, but also when they were in the world between worlds, and then this week's episode where she's listening to the holograms as she's preparing for battle. But it's, how do you reconcile the evil actions of those you love with the person you knew? So like, Anakin Skywalker might be one of the most evil dudes in the entire galaxy when he turned to Vader. Like, despicable. Like, you talk to me about comic Vader, where like beyond menace. Like, and we both played Jedi Survivor and Jedi 66. Oh my, Fallen Order, like terrified of him in this game. He's one of the most evil people in the entire galaxy, but the way they speak about him, or at least Ahsoka, is like, I still have love for you. I still view you as my master, even though you also tried to directly kill me, and you would have succeeded if Ezra did not save me by a MacGuffin. So that's my question.
Ooh, that is a great question. Because like it's just one of those things where, do you forgive and forget, or do you like just forgive and just move on? Like, hey, that was just, you treat it like that was their emo phase, you know what I'm saying? Well, it was a disastrous emo phase, but it was nonetheless. But yeah, and I think that's just like a theme of Star Wars in general. I think that's like one of the issues that people have when it comes to like the redemption equals death trope, because like, all right, if they die, like being redeemed, we don't have to focus on them and the ramifications of their actions and all the hoopla that comes after, because they did. But as we clearly see, Star Wars and Filoni be in their bag. It's like, no, we can still talk about it even when they're dead. But for me, I think like probably like my biggest question is, at what point does your dreams and ambitions turn into, let's see, what's the best way I say it? Your dreams and ambitions turn into an unhealthy obsession. Because there's like two parallels, right? There is Sabine's obsession with getting to Ezra, and we see the results of that with Big Thrawn Big Thrawn is like, because at the end of the episode, he's like, hey, we got everything we need. Like, time is almost up, and I'm about to dip. We're getting ready to be out of here and just go conquer the regular galaxy and strand these yahoos. But then there's also the side of, hey, and then there's also Shin, which, I mean, as we mentioned, like that hard bar.
Yes.
That the hardest of bars. And it's just like, okay, so this is why those two are beefing so much, because they're kind of somewhat alike. And like they're having like a parallel story about their ambitions, even though we do not clearly see or clearly know what Shin, like, her ambitions fully are. It's just like, I just do what I'm told. But she is like super hyper obsessed with just like getting her stuff done and climbing up the ranks.
Yeah, I love that you asked that. And even a more Balin's skull, like, we don't know, like, it's not like harmful so far. Well, obviously he's helping to get Thrawn back, but we don't know what his ultimate goal is. But like, he's definitely like, yo, I'm gonna get this no matter the cost. So that's actually a very great question. So with that, we are going to get into our predictions for next week, the finale, and then it has to obviously be the big picture view of Star Wars. So what you got?
Yep, because all I have to say is, here's the few things I'm gonna probably see for the episode. Hera and gang is probably gonna like find a way to get to the other galaxy as well, or it's either that or Thrawn makes it back to the galaxy. Ahsoka and them are following, and Hera is basically on the front lines, essentially holding Thrawn at bay. Or that could very well just be the case of the movie. Like Star Wars, The Return of Thrawn. Oh, I can see that now. Good gracious. But then there's also the aspect of, it's like, all right, now let's get into the Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine show, which is all their dirty laundry, or all of Sabine's dirty laundry, about to get out here in this open. And now it's time to see what his reaction gonna be. Because knowing Ezra, he's gonna forgive her, but at the same time, their relationship is about to get strained. It's about to get strained a bit.
Oh no.
Just from him, like, your stupidity is about to just kill the entire galaxy. I I do not want that for myself or at all. And then also we see like hey, what's Ahsoka's growth like as a mentor? Like, is this finally gonna be the time where Ahsoka where Sabine finally be able to fully use the Force? Yes, no, maybe so, or do a hybrid.
Mm.
And like with Ezra's Force kung fu, will he ever wield his saber ever again?
Interesting. I wonder with that, if I feel like he might take it up again because like maybe like you say their relationship gets strained even though they're gonna be forced to work together to stop Thrawn, but maybe she gives it up, her lightsaber to him. But I think what's so frustrating is that it's not like she pulled an Artreus where it's like you had good intentions and you like accidentally open, like if you've played God of War Ragnarok, you understand, but like you accidentally open this door for something bad to happen and you couldn't understand the consequences and repercussions. Yeah. In this case, it was like, yeah, Thrawn is probably going to come back. But I don't care. I just want to see Ezra. You know, I think that's where it is. Like you said, the dangers of simping. But with that, my predictions for next week, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Thrawn by the end of the episode is in the new galaxy, and it's like bum bum bum. Then Hera, I think she starts recruiting, but it's gonna be more like she has a rebel army, and like whenever if it goes to like a season 2 or directly into the movie, I feel like they might do a Ahsoka season 2 before the movie, but I feel like they are going to get waxed, and it's going to be like too late for that because she's still going to have Senate interference. So with that, what else would I say for predictions? Yeah, I mean that's the big one. And then for like moving forward, I'll wait for like the different episodes, movies, TV shows, for next week. So with that, also we want to get into our awards for the week. So my MVP of the week is going to Ezra, just because of like you said, the Force foo. He was him. He was like, I don't need a lightsaber. I can take people out with the Force and my hands. So, what about you?
And then for me, I guess like biggest MVP, it's also gonna be Ezra for that. But like for all those great reasons. But I'm really here focusing on the biggest op of the week. Senator Jano, come here, boy, because you was doing way too much for no reason.
For no reason.
And I have a reason, and I have a speculation because of that. And since this man is in league with Thrawn or Morgan, he's in league with them. Why is he trying so hard to like not like to basically like don't go there? He's doing everything he can to antagonize Hera at every point, to make her seem incompetent, to make her just want to like look like the bad guy, look like the stupid one. He tried way too hard with the. And when he mentioned that we can't accept like testimony from a droid, I was like, nope, that had to be it. That had to be it. Because as we know, all the Imperials are xenophobic. And droids are basically in that category too. So,
and I remember a conversation. It was way before Ahsoka, but you said that the Thrawn is like the only alien to like overcome that, right? Or
yes, he's
quote unquote alien. Yeah.
He's basically the only non-human that is him.
Because you were saying like if he was actually human, he probably would have been accepted over Vader at the time.
I would probably if he was had aptitude with the Force, then absolutely. But like I'll say like he probably would have been on equal footing with Vader in terms of like the Imperial like grandstanding. Like he'd be second only to the Emperor under that sense. And then Vader's just literally just him. So he is his own category.
All right. So with that, here we go. Meech, what is your controversial Star Wars take of the week?
Whew. Oh yeah. So you wanted me to come here with blood, all right? And
we don't have a main episode, so let's get it out.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about our boy Boba Fett real quick. let's talk about just how not great of a character he is, and how much of just of he's basically just an action figure. Because think about it, what did he do? What did he do? Episode 5, he just showed up. He maybe shot a few shots at Luke, did absolutely nothing, and then just take Han away. Whoop-de-doo. Episode 6, what did he do? He got washed. He got washed badly by a blind Han Solo, sent straight into the Sarlacc. I say the only time he was truly competent was when he showed up in The Mandalorian season 2. Even in his own show, he wasn't doing nothing. To the point where when Din Djarin returned, it became Mandalorian season 2.5. That's how bad he is. Because of the fact that even the creators had no faith in him to run his own show. You couldn't tell me he was a good character. You couldn't. Like, sure, like Clone Wars tried to expand upon it. Sure, the comic tried to expand upon it. And spoiler alert for Jedi Survivor, yeah, he had a cool moment in there, but that's all it was. Just moments. Not a compelling character arc, not anything of the like. He was just there, did something cool, looked cool, left, or got embarrassed. Boba Fett, you disgraced the Mandalorians, my guy.
Wow. You were trying to get force choked. Oh my goodness, that's a take. I think you were helped out by Book of Boba Fett, but if you would have said that before Book of Boba Fett, so many people would have been mad at that.
Well, okay, let me just preface this with saying it is Disney's interpretation of Boba Fett. Legends Boba Fett. Well, I say when he came back in Legends, he still didn't have great moments because he just got washed again, but he was still alive. But it at least gave you the opportunity for him to like actually do stuff later that were actually like some really cool stuff. Like he was able to hang with Luke Skywalker. He was able to train like some of the new Jedi, which I was like, all right, cool. You actually saw it. You actually saw the peoples then. But only then. Right now, none of that is canon. So, he trash.
I like your moments comment with that, where it is like, next week we are bringing on the Sword of the Jedi for the finale season, episode 8. So we're looking forward to that. And yeah, again, we're off this week. So, check out the Fusion Hop podcast feed just to see whenever they drop that episode for our collab. You can catch up on old episodes, catch up on our Ahsoka reviews, and just kind of, get accustomed to Blur City. So, let's go with the plugs.
All right. So the plugs of the day are, we have ourselves our Instagram, our X, formerly known as Twitter, and our Threads account. Like, follow, and subscribe to Blur City 22. And then we also have ourselves our Discord, which is linked in said social media pages. And then we have ourselves our YouTube and our Patreon under Blurred City Pod. For the Patreon exclusives, if you want to donate even as little as $1, you get access to exclusive episodes like our character analysis of Pain and our deconstruction and reconstruction of pure garbage. But it's so hard for me to even say the name of that movie because it scarred me forever and tainted the name of the Fantastic Four forever. But in any case, right, we also have ourselves sorry about that. We have ourselves our email under blurredcity22@gmail.com. This is where you can submit suggestions for episodes, geek out freakouts, random fan theories, as well as just your controversial hot takes. So that way, I'm not the one that's constantly under fire, but that's okay because, I mean, I am the rogue one after all. So yes, and also I am the rogue Jedi on TikTok, however long we got TikTok, because, it's about to get taken out at some point in the year. And so what you got?
All right, for my individual author pages, we have my Instagram, Mitri_Dash, that is METRI_DASH, and for my X, formerly known as Twitter, that is at the Mad-16. And if you're interested in my book, Phantom Pain's Most Regular Tale, that is available on Amazon and Kindle. So with that, again, we will be coming back next Wednesday for again next Monday for our Ahsoka season finale. And then next Wednesday, we're doing an interview with another comic creator, Midnight Comics. So look forward to that. Tap in, like, comment, subscribe. So let's hit the people with some words of encouragement and get up out of here.
All right. So for my words of encouragement, it is to always be honest with your loved ones, because there may be a situation where if you lie to them and you have to keep up the lie by telling more lies. And at the end of the day, you may not be able to keep your lies straight. So you might as well just be forthcoming with them. Let them know what it really is, because once they find out the truth, it's only going to hurt more.
My advice, to keep it simple: at every stage in life, at some point you have to let go of your simping ways. So with that, move forward. Don't let people control you. Focus on yourself, kings, queens, and in-betweens. So with that, it's not goodbye forever. It's goodbye for now. And that's the Blair City Podcast.
See you later.